Hello students, welcome to session 3 of Sectors of Indian Economy. We'll have a quick recap of the session 2. We had learned why the tertiary sector is becoming so important in India. That is, more than half of the workers in India are working in the primary sector, that's mainly in agriculture. Secondary sector and the tertiary sector employ less than half the people as compared to the primary sector. It contributes only a quarter of the GDP, as you all know. The responsibility of the government towards the provision of the services has also improved. Rise in the standards of the people has also increased. Lastly, high demand in the IT and the communication sector has also increased. Now let's find out where are most of the people employed, and that's the topic of the day. Now, where are most of the people employed? That is, a remarkable fact about India is that while there has been a change in the share of the three sectors in GDP, a similar shift has not taken place in employment. Most of the people are employed in the primary sector, and that's because in the secondary sector, when the development increases 6 times, then the employment increases only 2.5 times. Whereas in the tertiary sector, if the development increases 13 times, the employment increases 5 times only. The primary sector still continues to be the largest employer, even now. More than half of the workers in the country are working in the primary sector, mainly in the agricultural field, producing only a quarter of the gross domestic product. The secondary and the tertiary sectors produce 3/4 of the produce, whereas they employ less than half the people. Now what does that mean? It means that there are more people in agriculture than is necessary. So even if you move a few people out, production will not be affected. In other words, workers in the agriculture sector are underemployed. In the period during 1973 and 74, 40% was contributed by the primary sector to the GDP of the country, whereas secondary sector contributed only 12% and 48% is contributed by the tertiary sector. Employment percentage during the period of 72-73 was 74% people were engaged in the primary sector. Though there was a shift of employment from the primary to the secondary and to the tertiary sector, only 15% were involved in the tertiary sector. But whereas lately in 2013 and 14, the percentage of contribution of the tertiary sector in the GDP of the country increased and reached to 67%. The primary sector reduced to only 12%. Therefore, the primary sector continues, but it still continues to be the largest employer. The underemployment is hidden in contrast to someone who does not have a job and is clearly visible as unemployed. Hence, it is called disguised unemployment. We see other people of the service sector on the street pushing a cart or selling something where they may spend the whole day but earn very little. They are doing this work because they do not have better opportunities. So this was what we learned from this session.